Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. So one of my subscribers sent me this article to go through with you guys here. The top 10 most shocking predictions for the 2019-2020 NBA season. So we're going to go through this here. I'm going to see if it's like a prediction that I think could come true. I already see like Kuzma in like a Washington Wizards jersey, stuff like that, man. So yeah, article here by Eddie Bitar, written on October 9th. Of 2019, so it is accurate within the last 4 days here to making this video. So yeah, man, let's go ahead and hop in this. Before we do, though, if you guys don't mind dropping a like on this video, would be greatly appreciated. And subscribe if you're new to the channel. We are almost to 60K subscribers, man, which means, in theory, we are 40K away from 100K, if my bitch-ass calculations are correct, and that's pretty damn awesome. All right, here we go. Okay, we got some bullshit to start things off here. Okay, all right, let's talk about this. Okay. Detroit Pistons trade Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond. Both the guys in the same season. You know what? If the Pistons got off to like a really slow start, like let's say they are like 14-16. That's 30, right? Yeah, through the first 30 games. That's a pretty slow start. It's showing mediocrity. It's showing that the team could make the playoffs, but they would probably be like an 8 seed if they even get to the playoffs. I would actually be all for that because Blake Griffin, of course, going to be another year older after this season. I mean, and he is injury prone. So you got that. Andre Drummond, of course, going to be a free agent, things like that, man. So yeah, if I were to trade both of these players, what exactly would I be looking for? With Blake Griffin, I've already like done like a rumor rebuild of this on my main channel, Crispy Flakes. Blake Griffin, I would definitely do like a BG for Jaylen Brown type of trade. I feel like that would be really nice. Get the Pistons a nice, solid, just like wing player out there. Because what I'm thinking is like, in the future, point guard, hopefully not Reggie Jackson, some sort of good point guard. Derrick Rose getting kind of old. Older, I should say. You're not old, but, older. So like, I'm talking like, like Derrick Rose, point guard for the next few seasons. And in the meantime, we train a prospect. I mean, I'll take Carson Edwards also. But, like say this, like point guard, Luke Kennard, Jaylen Brown with the 3, which I think would actually be good for him to play. He could actually be like a DeMar DeRozan with a better jump shot, man. And then at the 4, Sekou Doumbouya, kind of like train him to be like that because they're calling him next Giannis. Giannis is optimal with the 4 spot, so I think maybe Sekou could also be that. And then, center position, well, we're trading Drummond away, so what exactly would I want for Drummond out there, man? So I think we were to trade Drummond, a nice, like, short-term kind of thing. Well, short-term and long-term solution. And this would actually suggests that maybe we don't do the Blake Griffin trade. If we do, we would trade for some different pieces out there. Really, best way I could put this, man. Andre Drummond. Let's say the Lakers aren't off to a good start, and they're looking for like a really good, solid, natural center out there. I think Andre Drummond would be an absolutely great fit. Andre at that center, Anthony Davis at the 4 spot would be absolutely crazy. So maybe a trade of Andre Drummond and Reggie Jackson in exchange for Kyle Kuzma, JaVale McGee, because JaVale, I feel like, would be like a nice, like, serviceable enough center. And you also get Kyle Kuzma, get the Flint boys back here in Michigan. And then, maybe like a Rondo or just somebody like that, because then all of a sudden, the Lakers get a nice scoring guard that has a nice jump shot with Reggie Jackson. They also get Drummond at that center spot. I would say the Lakers would probably also need to toss on a draft pick, but Kyle Kuzma is a good young player. And like Andre Drummond, like I said, I think he's on an expiring contract. So, like, they probably would not need to give up a first-round pick to do so, just because, like, you do have that small risk of Andre Drummond leaving the team. But I think if you got to trade the Lakers, he would probably want to be with them for long term. So, yeah, that sounds like a nice little thing for both sides there. San Antonio Spurs, we got traded DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge. So, as far as, like, this goes, 2 separate teams I can see these guys going to. I can see like LaMarcus Aldridge just going back to Portland. I feel like that'd be amazing to see. Have him out there with Damian, CJ, and then La, of course. And as far as like DeMar DeRozan, I mean, honestly, I don't absolutely hate him going back to the Toronto Raptors and trying to like do something in the Eastern Conference with Kyle Lowry now that LeBron James is not out there. Like, I would actually be all for that. Have him at like that 3 spot. Or maybe a team like, I don't know, maybe like the Denver Nuggets are trying to do something out there. Of course, you got the Miami Heat, get Jimmy Butler, that all-star piece next to him. So you got teams like that. But I do have another one, guys. And I actually talked about this on my Twitter account at CrispyFlakes2K. Link to that in the description below if you want to follow me on Twitter. The idea of DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge both being traded together to the OKC Thunder for like $1 billion of their first-round picks. and maybe even tossing like Shai Gilgeous. I don't know if you'd want to do that, but then all of a sudden, guys, you are looking at a lineup of Chris Paul, DeMar DeRozan, Danilo Gallinari, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Steven Adams. That's a good-ass team. That's a team I do not want to see in the playoffs, guys. That's a team that I think chemistry-wise would come together very nicely. Or maybe it's like you want to keep Shai on the team, and you maybe trade Gallo instead. Then you're looking at CP3, Shai, DeMar, LaMarcus Aldridge, Steven Adams, which might be a little better run like the smaller lineup like that, but regardless, man, like to me that sounds like an awesome idea. And then I've already had like a Spurs fan come to me saying like there's no way the Spurs would be all for that. So my response to him was like, well, would you rather be like, teetering to make the playoffs, or would you rather get a whole bunch of draft picks and start your rebuild right now, getting all those? I mean, it depends what you want out there, man. If you want to go out there and watch mediocre basketball, I've been doing it as a Pistons fan for years. I'm ready to just get some nice assets. Next up, CP3 leads OKC to the playoffs. So I don't think this is like an extremely damn, I'm kind of like, I feel like my lighting is off here, guys. I don't know, man. Maybe it looks fine on your end. Let me know in the comment section below if the lighting looks fine. But yeah, man. CP3 leads OKC to the playoffs. As far as this happening, I don't think this is like a shocking prediction because Chris Paul is one of the greatest point guards of all time. And it's not like he has like complete scrubs on his team. Like Steven Adams is a nice center. You got Danilo Gallinari, he's cool. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was one of the best rookies last season. And then like Andre Roberson, if he's back clamping up on defense, maybe Terrence Ferguson takes that next step. Darius Bazley all of a sudden is just like, a really nice rookie. Who knows, man? Like, things could definitely happen. It's like maybe they go out there, trade like one of their draft picks for another piece. I don't think it's completely like unrealistic. It's not that long ago that CP3 was balling up on the Clippers. It's like I do think that him playing with James Harden kind of hurt his game a little bit last season. Next up, we got Karl Anthony Towns requests a trade. I would be shocked by this if he did this season. I would not see him doing it like this season at all, man. I would see him like definitely going out there, playing out the year, seeing how things go. Maybe the team makes a trade at the deadline. Get up with Andrew Wiggins or something like that. But yeah, it's like I could see him requesting a trade eventually, and just continuing that curse of big guys that dominate, being really just like upset with the Minnesota Timberwolves, and eventually going to a team and becoming like a second or third option, as did with Kevin Love and Kevin Garnett, and becoming NBA champions. Like I could see that totally happening out there eventually. Next up, we got the Los Angeles Lakers trade Kyle Kuzma for Bradley Beal. I mean, honestly, this would be like an amazing trade for the Los Angeles Lakers to do so. I do think they would have to give up a bit more to get Bradley Beal. I like Kyle Kuzma, but Bradley Beal's an all-star, guys. But yeah, it would be nice for the Wizards in the sense that it's like you like go out there and start a rebuild. But like I said, I'd probably want like some draft picks out of it, which I don't think the Lakers currently have to trade away. But yeah, I guess, and from the Lakers' standpoint, it just kind of takes away like that chemistry of, what do we do with Kyle Kuzma? Because LeBron's a small forward and Anthony Davis wants to play the 4 spot. What do we do with Kuzma all of a sudden? I understand like LeBron can play point guard and will you playing it at times. I just don't think it's optimal. You go out there, you get Bradley Beal. Maybe you even trade for like, I was gonna say Ish Smith, but they don't need Ish Smith. They already got like Rondo, which Ish Smith is pretty much like great value Rondo anyway. So yeah, they don't really need him at all. But maybe get like another piece out of it. I guess the Wizards would need another piece out of it. So, but yeah, the Lakers, you got Beal, LeBron, AD. That's a championship team, man. They're currently a championship team, if you ask me. Next up, we got Dwyane Wade returns to the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't think this is gonna happen, man. This would be extremely bold. This man, I'll be seeing him sipping that wine all offseason, guys. So I know he's probably got a little bit of a dad bod going on right now, and I think he's just like okay with how his career ended. I think if he were to return to a team, it would be the Miami Heat. I don't think he wants that on his legacy as a guy that had like this big outing, went back to the Heat, had that awesome game winner, which is just like a great memory. And then just like come back and it's like, yeah, that never really happened. Let's go to the Lakers now. I just don't think he wants that like part of his legacy, man. So yeah, I don't see Dwyane Wade returning to the Lakers. Next up, we got the Warriors missing the playoffs. Not completely outlandish, guys. Not completely outlandish whatsoever. And I'm not trying to be a Golden State Warriors hater. I'm just saying that they have a lot going on with that team. Not only do you have to have the chemistry of Stephen Curry and D'Angelo Russell just like click instantly in a very tough Western Conference, but also Klay Thompson. I mean, there's no story there, guys. Like, we know he's not going to be back for a very long time. But once he's back, not only does he have to also get chemistry going with D'Lo, but he also has to play out of position at the small forward spot. you know, Draymond Green has to go out there and just have a great season this year and pick up some of the scoring load, which is a lot to say for Draymond Green. I think outside of Russell and Curry, let's say Curry averages 30, D'Lo averages 25. That's 55 points right there. Where's the rest coming from consistently, guys? That's the thing. Like, I brought that up before, and people were saying, well, you know, you'll get like 13 from Willie Cauley-Stein, you'll get like 10 over here from like Jordan Poole, and it's like, yeah, I get like those guys can score those many points. I just don't know if they can do it consistently. That's the thing, man. So, yeah, of course, defense is going to be a question out there with the backcourt, although you do got Draymond Green, who's one of the best defenders out there in the game. So, yep. Next up, we got Ben Simmons makes over 100 3-pointers in the season. So, I think I did the math on this before I did this video. That would be an average of like 1.2 threes per game. So, let's say let's say he shoots like 3 to 4 threes a game. That would be shooting roughly 25 to 33%. I think he can definitely do that. But I will say, like, if he starts shooting like 25% from 3, I could see him just being like, okay, screw this. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to, like, hurt my stats and hurt my team just to prove a point to you guys out there that I should be shooting threes. Like, if he does not find it to benefit his game in the long term, I don't see that happening. But, you know, 100 threes is not really that much to ask for from a point guard shooting 3 to 4 a game. That's what he needs to do, though. New York Knicks will make the 2020 NBA playoffs. You know, it says right here, man, RJ Barrett, Dennis Smith, and Julius Randle. RJ Barrett needs to have like a Luka Doncic type of season where he's just like this crazy rookie and just shows that like he's like the leader of the team for the future. Dennis Smith, I think, is extremely underrated. Julius Randle had his best season last year. You have a nice supporting cast of like Bobby Portis, Marcus Morris, you know, players like that. If it all comes together and they have good chemistry, sure, why not, man? I don't see why. They're like pretty much like the 8th through like 13th spot in the Eastern Conference could just surprise you and take that last playoff spot. Like, and there's definitely teams out there like the Miami Heat, the Detroit Pistons, or the Orlando Magic that you give it a better chance to. But a team like the New York Knicks could surprise us. And then number 1, we have Kyrie Irving wins the MVP award. Okay, so the way that Kyrie could win the MVP award is the same way that Giannis could win another MVP award, and that's simply that if either one of these guys leads their team to the first seed in the Eastern Conference, yeah, they definitely could do that. Just because, like, for one, you know, if Kyrie does that, it's like, oh my god, like, look at what he's doing with his Brooklyn Nets team without Kevin Durant. Got him to the first seed. Same with Giannis, like Giannis's team. Lost Malcolm Brogdon. I know a lot of Buck fans will say that the team's still going to be fine, which is true, guys. But, you know, Eric Bledsoe missed in the first few weeks of the season. So if he can go out there and just take his game to the next level, sure, I can see Giannis winning it too, man. But yeah, that's what it would come down to, is that these teams that don't really have like that superstar or all-star second option, I don't think I like Chris Middleton and stuff. Chris Middleton's fine. But in the case of Kyrie, you know, it's Kyrie and the boys out there, right, man? So yeah, if he can get him out there, it says right here top 3. I don't think top 3 does that. I think he would need to take him to the first seed in the Eastern Conference to win the MVP award. Now, I'm not saying he can't be a top 3 seed and just be a top 3 seed, but to win the MVP award, needs to be the number 1 out there, guys. So yeah, hope you guys all enjoyed this video. I like doing these articles every now and then. It's just a nice break from just like reacting to the videos and stuff like that, man. So if you ever come across stuff like this that you want me to go out there and check out, I definitely will. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace out, my friends.